What's going on, everyone? Great White Stoke sitting here on the creek. I hope it doesn't provide too much ambient background noise, but let's get down to it. Schaef, yes, let's talk about silver. Hell, let's talk about precious metals in general. Because yes, I have been paying attention. And just a quick note, don't pay attention to what Savage is saying. He's such a killjoy on excitement. All right, yes, the price of silver has been going up, and it is reaching that historic high that we saw years ago. But what's impressing me even more is the price of gold. Has anyone been paying attention to the price of gold? We're literally like less than $120 away from gold being at 4,000. And I mean, I don't have any precious metals because I took it all with me out on a boat on Ark Lake, and along with all of my firearms, it all fell into the lake. So I have no position, if you will. However, if I did, I'd be pissing my pants about the price of gold right now, especially if I got in at 1,600 an ounce and went hard in the paint with some major purchases. Also, I'd be like really excited about the price of silver if I went hard in the paint and had a large investment in silver. If I got in at like 18, 19, maybe the low 20s. Now, do I think this is just some type of market exuberance happening? Possibly. You are seeing fluctuations on both of the metals, and which is always attributed to profit taking. But what's interesting, especially with gold, is that they can't keep a good dog down. Now, why is that? Because it's not just the dollar, it's the entire global economy and those currencies that have been printed away into nothing. And I think what we are seeing, or it is the start, the beginning, we are well on our way to a total monetary reset, if you will. I mean, remember during COVID, Russia was buying all of that gold, not just for the banks, but they were purchasing it with under the auspice that they wanted their citizens to purchase gold. China has been hoarding gold. All of the central banks in recent years have been buying massive amounts of gold. They're taking delivery on physical gold. And I'm hearing reports that it's taking 6+ weeks to get delivery of their physical gold. Not to mention a couple years ago, I believe, maybe the time frame's off, but the banks, all the central banks are now saying, oh, gold is a tier 1 asset now. Remember, like people like, who's the guy on the radio that's always telling people to get their debt in order and hustle, hustle, hustle? The name escapes me. You know who I'm talking about. Often he would say gold is a relic. It's an antique. Not anymore. And I think what's going on is that the real price of assets is going to emerge. We're going to see real price discovery because for so long, the peasants have been pitched the idea of certificates of authenticity, rarity in things that are produced in far-off lands, like Pokemon cards, or Magic the Gathering, or Elvis plates. We won't even get into Bitcoin right now because I've had a change of heart with regards to Bitcoin. I understand what it is fundamentally. I understand why people like Raw Dog would be capping on it, if you will. However, I think there's a real discussion to be had regarding Bitcoin. But yeah, I'm very excited about the price of gold and silver right now. And I think that assets and their real prices are going to come into view because that's just what the basic gestalt is. It's still a little early in the morning, so the brain isn't working all the way right, but real assets are going to become very valuable. And what do I mean by that? Land, precious metals, raw resources. Homes are not a real asset. Homes are a liability. Cars are a liability. Except, you know, the rare central office purchase ordered Chevrolets, the Don Yankos, the Baldwin Motions. That type of stuff will hold its value. However, if you go on Facebook Marketplace, you're starting to see all of the toys put up for sale. You know, I'm seeing, you know, race-ready Porsche 911s being thrown up for $300,000, but it's like, bro, no one's got $300,000 just sitting out there and gonna buy a race car. That market is so small. Everybody's thinking about, what am I going to do to hedge against my money getting diluted because of what's happening? So yeah, Savage, it's all right to be exuberant. And it's all right to be exuberant about a position that you don't cash in on. But I'm thinking a little differently about this. I'm considering myself a salmon, a fat salmon, on the return run up the Kenai. I've been out into the ocean. I'm coming back. I'm going to blow my load on some salmon eggs, and then I'm going to get eaten, hopefully in spectacular fashion, by a grizzly, and not have to experience the mental and physical deterioration of old age, because everything I'm doing right now is for my boys. When I purchase a firearm, when I purchased firearms, I don't have any, but if I did, it would be with the thought of, this is for the boys. Because probably in their future, it's going to be very, very difficult to own them. I could be wrong, but like everything, like everyone investing, we're all just trying to hedge these bets. Hope you guys are well. Schaef, much love. Savage, much love. Snedmeister, much love. Backwoods, much love. Sopa, you big goof. Hope you guys are well. We got more VRs coming. Yeah, the sun is shining, the birds are chirping. We're upright, vertical, we're breathing. Take care.